28 to 200 grams, count 4. Possession of amphetamines, count 5. Parole date is 4/3/2021. Good time date is 7/7/2021. And full term date is 10/3/2028. Is this information correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Wise, you may begin the interview.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, I looked here and you was at Richland, DC on 2/02/20, and you had a discipline. What did you have a disciplinary for there?
I had a disciplinary from getting removed from work release at City of Faith.
Why did you get removed?
For intoxication.
For what?
Intoxication.
Intoxication? That was in 20. You know, as I go back over your record here, I was just looking. You have 6 prior supervisions.
Yes, sir.
And you was revoked 2 or 3 times on that. 15 arrests, you got a high risk. And how many DWIs do you have?
I had 4.
Okay. What about drugs? Programs. Have you taken any drug programs?
I've been I've taken the classes, risk management 1, I've taken anger management, inside outside dad, and faith that they had at City of Faith.
You know, where you're high risk and you have that intoxication, that don't set well with me.
Yes, sir.
While you were in the work release program, you were removed from work release, but you have a date coming up. If nothing don't happen, you get a write-up coming on 7/7/2021.
Yes, sir.
But you got some things you really need to work on. You need to get serious with it.
Yes, sir.
I don't have any other questions.
Mr. Marabella?
Thank you, Ms. Teresa. Mr. Williams, tell me about your drug and alcohol use. You say you were on work release in 2020 and you got kicked off because of intoxication. What were you intoxicated on?
Alcohol.
I'm sorry?
Alcohol.
And how long have you been in prison?
Just about 3 years.
3 years now?
Yes, sir.
How long had you been in when you got kicked out?
A year and a half.
And you've had at least 4 DWI arrests. You had a reckless operation. How many times have you been behind the wheel drinking?
There were countless times when I was younger.
I'm sorry?
There were countless times when I was younger.
Did you ever get in an automobile accident where someone was hurt?
No, sir.
Do you know how lucky you are?
Yes, sir.
You're asking to be paroled, and I appreciate that. How can I be sure you're not going to go back to using drugs and drinking?
Honestly, I don't have any more chances left.
I understand that. How old are you?
I'm 33.
You got 60 more years of chances, probably.
But I don't have any more chances. Well, yeah. I'm not really understanding that.
Well, I'm not really understanding what you're telling me.
I'm saying
you've
I don't have an opportunity to screw up anymore. I mean, I have the opportunity there, but.
Well, I mean, what about the first DWI, second DWI, third DWI, fourth DWI, third, fourth, fifth, sixth? revocation. You've had a number of opportunities, and I bet you felt the same way in each one of them. I ain't going back again. This is my last one. And yet you get back out and you go back to drinking or doing drugs. So, are you an alcoholic?
No, sir.
You're not.
No, sir.
You've been convicted of how many DWIs?
4.
It's fair to say you probably were behind the wheel 40 times drinking and driving. You've been to prison for drinking and driving. You don't think you're an alcoholic?
I've made very bad decisions while drinking. Drinking tends to change the person that I am.
Well, let me tell you something. You go to AA?
I intend to when I get home, yes, sir.
Have you ever gone to AA?
No, sir.
You know, there's a saying in AA, and that saying is, I didn't get in trouble every time I was drinking, but every time I got in trouble, I was drinking.
Yes, I agree with that.
And you don't think you have an alcohol problem, that you're an alcoholic?
Yes.
Well, tell me.
I just think that I'm an alcoholic. I've never had the need or.
Well, why do you keep drinking and going to prison?
Depression. Yeah, I've struggled with that a lot of my life.
Well, you're depressed, so you start drinking. You don't think that's a dependence? And that's what an addiction is, a dependence. Until you accept the fact that you have a drinking problem and you are an alcoholic, you're going to continue to do the same things. So tell me what your tools are that I can be comfortable saying, I'm going to vote to release you because I'm not worried about you going out and killing one of my friends or one of my family members because they happen to run into you on the streets when you're drinking and drunk and driving. So tell me what you're going to do that makes me comfortable to say, I'm willing to let you out.
I plan to attend meetings upon being released. I have a very supportive family. I'm going to have an interlock system installed into my vehicle for 2 years. After 2 years.
Well, let me stop you. That's on your vehicle. You get drunk, get in somebody else's car, you could kill somebody. I want to know what you're going to do. I don't want to know what your law enforcement's going to do to try to make you stop. I want to know what you are going to do to satisfy me that if I vote today to let you out, you're not going to kill somebody that I know or that I don't know.
The plan is to stay as busy as I can with work, stay in the gym. That's been a good release for me, good stress reliever. Not drink.
Why have you continued to drink? On all of your DWIs, did you go to prison?
Yes, sir.
You went to prison on every one of them, so you were never put on probation?
Oh, no, the first two. The first two I was given probation.
Weren't you required to get a substance abuse evaluation and follow treatment?
No.
You weren't? As a condition of probation, you didn't? Where were you convicted at?
Slidell.
In Slidell?
Yes, sir.
So the judge, all of your convictions were in Slidell?
No, sir.
Where were your other convictions?
2 were in Slidell and 2 were in New Orleans.
None of these judges, when they put you on probation for drinking and driving, required that you get a substance abuse evaluation and follow treatment?
I had to go to a defensive driving class and I had to complete community service.
That's part of it. The law specifically requires that you get a substance abuse evaluation. No judge ever made you do that. You're telling me that.
This was in 2004.
That's been the law since 1990.
I don't recall it.
You didn't do it. So you've never had a substance abuse evaluation?
I may have. I
You don't remember? If you would have had a substance abuse evaluation, the evaluator would have told you, you got a drinking problem. So you've never had that said to you? Besides me today, I'm the first person that's ever suggested you have a drinking problem?
Yes.
I'm the first person that suggested that to you?
No, I'm saying that somebody has suggested that to me.
Who has suggested that to you in the past?
My mother, numerous family members, my probation officer.
And what did you do about it?
I didn't do anything at the time.
So why is this different? Why is today different?
I'm trying to do things my mother's way because she's always had good advice for me. And in the past, I've always tried
How
to do.
about you doing things your way? Why don't you look inside yourself and be you and take responsibility for your own actions? Don't do what your mama does. Do what you need to do.
Utilize good advice from my mother that I've ignored for years. I've always tried to do things my own way, and this is where it's essentially landed me.
All right, that's all I've got. Thank you.
Ms. Pearl?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I just really just had some comments, some things I wanted to share with you in my reading of your material last night. First of all, you have a very nice handwriting. We don't see that very often.
Thank you.
Are you into drawing? Do you draw?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. You usually have a nice handwriting. You can draw too. And I also I understand you have a 5-year-old daughter, and we received a very nice letter from your mother. That's a blessing.
Yes, ma'am.
It really is a blessing. And I want to read something to you that I just heard the other day that I'm going to use going forward. But I do want your comment. Addiction is giving up everything for one thing. Recovery is giving up one thing for everything.
I actually recently saw that somewhere. I want to say it was in class the other weekend.
Yeah, I encourage you to embrace that.
Yes, ma'am.
Embrace that. Okay. That's all I had. That's all I had for his questions. No more questions at this time.
Sorry, Ms. Pearl. Can we have Mr. Williams please make a brief statement before the board votes?
I don't really have much to say.
All right, the panel staff there, is there anything you want to tell us about Brandon in terms of write-ups or how he's been doing there?
Yeah, Brandon has been doing exceptionally well. He's been hired here since January the 8th, and currently he don't have any write-ups. He's working. He's very prompt with time, showing him to the library to go out to work and whatnot. But so far, so good.
Where does he work? Where does he work?
Mike Gerald's. It's a trailer depot. They weld trailers, flatbed trailers together. Am I correct, Brandon? Mm-hmm. Together. That's what he do. So he worked Monday through Saturday, right?
Oh, Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. Some work Saturdays, but he do Monday through Friday.
Okay, and he's a welder. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So I'm sorry. So he went to work right after he got there on January the 8th?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great. All right, thank you. That's all we have.
Yes,
the panel ready to vote?
Yes, ma'am. At this time, I'm gonna vote to deny because you were removed from the transitional work program for intoxication on 2/20. You're a high risk. You've had 4 DWIs, and I think you need some programming and also 4 supervision history. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wise. Mr. Marabella?
Mr. Williams, I've been in the court system and a trial lawyer for 47 years, and I think you witnessed my cross-examination of you. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm not trying to be hurtful to you. I don't want to see you come back to prison. And I don't want to see you hurt anybody close to you or close to me or close to anybody. You got a problem. You
Sir.
really do. And I think you're getting close to recognizing that. As Mr. Wise pointed out, you've been on supervision 6 times. You've been revoked 3 times. You've been arrested 15 times. You're a high risk to recidivate. And your needs are moderate substance abuse. You need some substance abuse problems. And they also suggest that you've got a high need for some mental health. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. I'm saying maybe it's the way you're thinking. And I'm not sure exactly what that is. But you're a young man. You got a lot of life ahead of you. And you're very bright. And it certainly sounds like you've got good family support. And I certainly didn't mean to disparage your mother when you said, I want to follow what my mother says, because she's got good advice for me. All I meant by that is I want you to take that advice to heart and you become thinking the way your mother thinks about what your issues are. You're going to be getting out fairly soon. And when you do, I hope you do keep in mind, you have to go to those AA meetings. You're not the first person that I've talked to about DWIs on this platform that the judges, for whatever reason, didn't require them to go to substance abuse on a DWI. The law demands that. But so many people tell me that the judge didn't do that. I'm not disparaging the judge, because it's maybe you didn't even hear him when he said it or when she said it. Oftentimes when judges say things, people aren't listening. They just want to get out of the courtroom or get back out to where they can leave. But I'm sure that you were ordered to get those things done. And maybe you didn't, and maybe you fell through the cracks and it didn't have to work. But you need to do that for you. Now, intoxilizer in your car, that's good. That's a tool. That's something that will help you. But you know as well as I know, you can go drink and get in somebody else's car and hurt someone. I sure don't want to see you back in prison for vehicular homicide or something like that. I want to see you get out, and I want to see you stay out. So I agree with Mr. Wise. I think right now, I'm not ready to just let you out, but I do want you to take advantage of the next few months that you've got. You're going to be getting out before long. Think about what it is you're going to do. Make your plan. Get to AA meetings. I'm going to recommend that your parole officer, when they get you out, that you go to at least 3 AA meetings a week, that you get a sponsor, that you get support, that you hang around with people who are sober, who can help you. Those are the things that are going to help you stay on the right track. So even though I'm not granting your parole today, I certainly hope you heed what we're saying and that we never see you again in this environment. So good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so you got 2 votes to deny. I concur with my colleagues. My vote is to deny for the reasons I already been stated on the record. And let me assure you, sir, since I've been on this board, I have been shocked to see individuals in their 60s, in their 50s, in their 60s, and in their 70s still trying to get it together. So don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with your addiction. So that concludes our hearing for today. Thank you for accommodating us this morning. This afternoon, I'm sorry. Appreciate it. And we'll show us as adjourned at 1:02 p.m. Parole was denied.
Well, I'll tell you, I am glad Mr. Marabella got this case. This one is just perfect, picture perfect for him. To think that he would say, I'm not an alcoholic. Like, dude, you're in prison for it. You got kicked out of work, or like everything. It's actually quite amazing how in denial He is. And I'm just so glad what Mr. Mirabella said. He's like, I don't want you getting on the road and hurting, one of my friends or stranger or whatever. And I only wish that they would say the same exact thing about those who hurt children. I don't want you going out in the street and walking in, but it's not so much that way. And to think that after all these offenses and his track record just piling up, and that he's never even like been sent to a program. It's really quite shocking and disturbing. It's just so dangerous. Now, of course, he was denied parole, but I don't have any information on him except that his good time date was just a few months away from the date of this hearing, which was 2021. And, we haven't seen him back. So it seems that he is staying out of trouble. We don't have any reports of him being back. But if we do, certainly we'll play it. But maybe he has somehow figured out a way to stay out of trouble. But yeah, it is pretty shocking if you ask me. And then Miss Wise with her, she's. I know some of you love her, but it's like, wow, you got nice handwriting. I mean, I guess so. She could be so friendly at times, but I don't know. It's not. I guess it's not so much my style. But anyways, that was I wish I had more I could share on it.